Crypto is about to explode and you want to get rich. What are you going to do? Throw your money in Dogecoin? I'm going for Joe Biden this time. Okay, you guys, I get a lot of questions from young guys really interested in crypto. I want to talk a little bit about crypto securities, some things you might do. This is on my mind, you guys, because even though I've been around this space for a minute, I fell to a simple scam. Really, on July 4th, I made a video earlier on this, how I lost $5,000 like that. It was quick. I'm laughing about it today. I definitely wasn't laughing about it then. And even today, I just got done with installing a fresh operating system on every device in the house. So it even happens to the best of us. I think I got a little complacent. If you're going to get into crypto, and I'm not sure that it's really the best thing to do, it's quite risky. I would definitely say, go ahead and learn about it. 3 Blue, 1 Brown, it's a great channel on YouTube that focuses on math, but they do the best video that I've ever seen on explaining the Bitcoin network, the security features, the SHA-256 algorithm and how it works, the distributed ledger. It goes into all of it. It's quite complicated, but I think he does a great job. So let's talk about crypto a little bit. And one thing you'll come across as soon as you get into crypto is the so-called seed phrase. So the seed phrase is effectively the key that will unlock your digital wallet. And anyone that has access to that seed phrase, they have access to your coins, your tokens, and so you need to be very, very careful with how you deal with that seed phrase. Sometimes a seed phrase like typical hot wallets, a hot wallet like a browser wallet like MetaMask, the seed phrase is 12 words. Sometimes other what are called cold wallets, I'll get into that in another video. They may have 24 words. They're just basic common words that if you put them in the correct order, that effectively is the key to access your tokens. So let's talk about one particular way of keeping security of your seed phrase, because even if you have that seed phrase, some people like to write it down on a piece of paper, stuff it in an old shoebox in the closet. A lot of people focus on not exposing that seed phrase anywhere online. Do not type it into a browser. Do not even type it into a Word doc on your computer. Maybe make it physical, a piece of paper. You can even buy these pieces of metal where you effectively etch those seed phrase words onto the metal. Why would you do that? Well, what if there's a fire? You have a house fire. You have to be aware of all these possible operation security issues if you have a large amount of your net worth in crypto. Let's say you go ahead and you write down those words on a piece of paper, you stuff it in a shoebox, in your closet, you feel great, it's safe, you're never putting this online, you're good to go. Well, you're still exposed to an old school attack, the so-called wrench attack. What is a wrench attack? Because a wrench attack is just basically someone coming and physically threatening you. Not necessarily a wrench. I don't know why they call it a wrench attack necessarily, but it could be a gun. They could hold a gun to your head and say, give me your seed phrase. And, what are you going to do at that point? So that is a possibility. Here's one technique to deal with that: Shamir's Secret Sharing. And there's a couple different iterations of this, and I'll just focus on the case where you might have a 24-word seed phrase. The idea is the following: you still use some method of writing down those words on a physical piece of paper, etch it into metal, but you split those 24 words up into 3 different boxes or categories. And there's some overlap between the categories. And the idea is you're going to need to have 2 of the 3 pieces of paper to actually access all 24 words. Okay, so let me just back up and say, what do people do with this? Well, what they will do is possibly, of those 3 pieces of paper, maybe you hold on to one. You put that in your shoebox in your closet. throw an old rug over it. In fact, let's pause for a moment and talk about how you might hide things in your house. Often, in the most obvious places are the places to put these things, right? If you have a big safe sitting in the corner and someone comes into your house, where are they going? They're going to the safe. I've seen these really clever kind of safes, but they appear like everyday items, like a Coke can. It looks exactly like a Coke can. They even weigh them, and some of them even feel like they have fluid inside them. But you can unscrew the top and you can hide the piece of paper in there. It is so clever, right? You could throw that in the fridge. The attacker would have to, in essence, take everything from your home or spend a lot of time searching for that seed phrase. It just adds some more security. I think at the end of the day, we can't ever be 100% secure, but we can just sort of asymptotically approach that ideal security, okay? So we have our 3 pieces of paper, one of them stuffed in a shoebox or stuffed in that old Coke can hidden somewhere. The other 2 pieces of paper will be not in your house. You might give one to Aunt Martha, and Aunt Martha lives on the other side of the country, right? And maybe you take the third one, you put it in the bank. You have a safety deposit box in the bank and you stuff it in there. The attacker comes to your house, let's say, or whatever physical location one of those pieces of paper is, and they cannot access the full 24 words, right? And it's clever in that you need 2 of the 3. So there's a little bit of built-in redundancy. Maybe Aunt Martha's home actually experiences a fire and you lose one of those pieces of paper. Well, guess what? There's a little bit of redundancy. You have a backup because you only need any 2 of the 3. Let me pull up an example here, you guys. If you think of the words as numbered, and we're going to enumerate them, and we're going to have card A, B, and C, and there's some overlap. If you look at this scheme, it's pretty clever. Card A has words 1 through 16. That's it, right? You don't have the rest of the 17 through 24. You can see card B then has slots 9 through 24. And finally, card C has slots 17 through 24. So there's a little bit of overlap. You can pause the video, take a look at this, and convince yourself that any 2 of these will give you access to all 24 words. Shamir's Secret Sharing. It's a great idea. You might consider it as you take Joe Bodencoin to the moon. Be safe out there, you guys.